high creatinine, 3 types of beans you can confidently include in your diet, and 3 you must eliminate immediately. At this very moment, your creatinine level is inching upward. You've already cut out red meat, you've increased your bean intake, you've followed every piece of advice you were given. But here is the devastating truth. Those very beans you're consuming daily could be harming your kidneys more severely than steak ever did. Just a half cup portion of the wrong beans injects a staggering 950 milligrams of potassium directly into your bloodstream. Your kidneys are incapable of removing it. Your heart begins to beat irregularly and you remain completely unaware until you collapse in an emergency room. Listen carefully, 3 specific beans can actually support you. They help stabilize your lab numbers, provide essential protein, and don't overwhelm your filtration system. 3 others, however, are absolute poison for anyone with elevated creatinine. The dangerous legumes are likely sitting in your kitchen cupboard right now. Most physicians won't specify which one has the potential to literally stop your heart, but I will. Stay with me. First, let's discuss the bean that acts as a protector, not a destroyer. This is what's endangering your health. When your creatinine rises above 1.3, your kidneys begin losing their crucial ability to excrete excess potassium and phosphorus. These minerals accumulate in your bloodstream like garbage clogging a kitchen drain. Excessive potassium throws your cardiac rhythm into chaos. Too much phosphorus essentially turns your blood vessels to stone. Every bite you take becomes a risky bet. But one bean disrupts this dangerous cycle. I'm referring to black beans, those dark legumes you've likely ignored countless times at the grocery store, assuming they're just like any other bean. They are not. A half cup serving of cooked black beans contains only about 300 magas of potassium and 110 magas of phosphorus. Contrast that with the 950 mg you'd get from the harmful beans, and you begin to understand the critical difference. These manageable levels mean your kidneys can process the load without becoming overwhelmed. Here's a key point most overlook: your body requires protein. Without it, your muscle tissue deteriorates. However, animal protein generates uremic toxins that contaminate your blood and place extreme stress on your filtration system. Black beans reverse this dynamic. They deliver 6 grams of plant-based protein per serving without those toxic byproducts. Don't simply rely on my statement. Research from the NAHESTER study followed 14 ed and 50 adults. Those who replaced animal protein with plant protein sources, like black beans, maintained stronger kidney function for longer, even with existing decline, and they experienced greater longevity. That isn't mere hypothesis. It's the documented outcome of nourishing your body correctly. Now, here is the professional technique. Soak your dried black beans overnight in a large bowl filled with water. The next morning, pour off all the soaking liquid. Rinse the beans thoroughly under cold, running water. Then, boil them in fresh, clean water. This procedure removes 30 to 60% of the potassium naturally present in the beans. You retain the beneficial protein while significantly reducing the risk. The National Kidney Foundation confirms this, listing properly prepared black beans as kidney friendly. But this is where people make a critical error. They reach for canned varieties, which can contain 300 mg of sodium per serving. That sodium causes severe water retention and drives up your blood pressure. Your kidneys are already under duress. Do not add to their burden. Purchase dried beans, soak them, cook them yourself, and limit intake to a half cup serving 2 or 3 times weekly. More is not better when your kidneys are functioning on the edge. Before we move to the second bean, tell me in the comments where you're watching from right now. What is your current creatinine level? If you are committed to preserving your kidney health without relying solely on medication or dialysis. So, black beans offer protection through their lower mineral content. Yet the next bean takes this a step further, utilizing a specific cooking method that plunges those numbers into a truly safe range. That preparation trick I just mentioned, this next bean is perfectly suited for it. While most legumes come burdened with minerals your weakened kidneys cannot manage, this one is different because you can eliminate the danger before it even reaches your mouth. I'm talking about navy beans, those small, white beans that appear humble but deliver a powerful boost for renal defense. Here's what makes them exceptional. When you cook navy beans correctly, their potassium content falls to just 253 milliliters per half cup. This occurs after the minerals leach into the cooking water, which you will discard. You are left with only 100 to 120 gg's of phosphorus, a negligible amount compared to the hazardous beans. A 2020 study from the University of Granada, led by researcher Martinez Pineda, demonstrated this. They verified that appropriate cooking makes navy beans entirely safe for individuals with CKD, where filtration capacity diminishes over time. The cooking method wasn't just beneficial, it was the defining factor between safe consumption and gradual self-poisoning. But navy beans perform another clever function. They are rich in fiber, which binds to phosphorus within your digestive tract, preventing it from ever entering your bloodstream. Why is this vital? Because surplus phosphorus doesn't remain inert. It combines with calcium to form cement, like deposits inside your blood vessels, a process known as vascular calcification. Your arteries stiffen, blood flow plummets, and your kidneys receive even less oxygen. Navy beans interrupt this cycle at its origin. Here is your preparation protocol. Soak the beans in a generous amount of water for a full 24 hours. Drain all the liquid. Rinse them under cold running water until the water is completely clear. Now boil them in fresh water for 15 minutes. Drain again and finally cook them in new water until tender. This double boiling method is what extracts the minerals and ensures your safety. I understand navigating portion sizes, meal planning, and determining what's truly safe can rapidly become overwhelming. This is precisely why I created comprehensive kidney-friendly meal guides. They include precise portions, printable shopping lists, and detailed preparation instructions you can use daily. You can find them in my Etsy shop, linked directly below this video in the description. No more uncertainty, no more stress, just clear, actionable guidance that safeguards your kidneys while allowing you to savor your meals. Now, navy beans protect by reducing mineral content through cooking. However, the third safe bean introduces something entirely unique: antioxidants that actively combat the inflammation currently damaging your kidneys. Inflammation is what is genuinely destroying your kidneys from the inside. And each time your blood sugar surges or your blood pressure rises, it creates oxidative stress that assaults your nephrons, the microscopic filters undertaking the crucial work inside your kidneys. These nephrons begin to die one by one. And once they are lost, they are gone permanently. Your creatinine rises because fewer filters remain to purify your blood. This is where the third safe bean excels. Pinto beans offer something the other two cannot. We're discussing the speckled brown beans available in every American grocery store. They contain approximately 375 mgs of potassium and just 120 mgs of phosphorus per half cup, firmly placing them in the safe category, but their true distinction lies in their antioxidant content. These antioxidants actively seek out and neutralize the free radicals that are damaging your kidney tissue. Free radicals are unstable molecules that destroy healthy cells, similar to rust corroding metal. Pinto beans decelerate this damage, giving your nephrons a better chance to survive longer. Their fiber content also promotes gut health, which is more important than many recognize because intestinal inflammation releases toxins directly into your bloodstream that your kidneys must then filter. DaVita Kidney Care, a major authority in renal treatment, strongly endorses pinto beans for plant-based kidney diets. They acknowledge these beans provide quality protein without crashing your filtration rate. Prepare them properly and you are set. Soak your pinto beans overnight in a large bowl of cold water. The next day, drain and rinse them under running water until it runs clear. Then cook them in fresh water. This removes surface starches that can cause gas and bloating, unwelcome complications on top of existing kidney issues. Here is a common and serious mistake. People purchase canned refried beans, assuming they are equivalent. They are not. Refried versions are typically cooked in lard or loaded with cheese, drastically increasing your saturated fat and sodium intake. This combination spikes blood pressure and forces your kidneys to labor twice as hard. Adhere to plain, cooked pinto beans. Season them yourself with garlic and cumin for a flavorful, safe option. You have 3 beans that actively protect your kidneys. However, the next 3 beans completely reverse this narrative. They inundate your blood with minerals your failing kidneys cannot clear, and the damage accumulates swiftly. The first bean that will devastate your kidneys carries a deeply twisted irony. I am referring to kidney beans. The dark red beans, named after the very organ they systematically impair with every consumption, it is like naming a poison after its target. Here is the harsh reality. A half cup of cooked kidney beans floods your system with 710 micrograms of potassium and 240 micrograms of phosphorus. That is more than double the amount found in the safe beans, and your compromised kidneys cannot withstand that onslaught. Every mouthful becomes a direct attack on your filtration system. The phosphorus content is where the situation turns dire. When phosphorus accumulates in your blood, it binds with calcium, forming rock, hard deposits within your blood vessels, a process that essentially transforms your arteries into concrete pipes. This is vascular calcification, and it strangles blood flow to your kidneys. Reduced blood flow means less oxygen and your filtration rate crashes. Your creatinine skyrockets because waste is no longer being cleansed effectively. Add the protein issue on top of this. Kidney beans contain about 6 grams of protein per serving, which seems positive until you understand your body has difficulty metabolizing this specific type. It generates substantial nitrogenous waste, toxic byproducts that must be filtered out. But when your kidneys are already fragile, they cannot eliminate this waste efficiently. It recirculates in your blood, slowly poisoning you from within. DaVita Kidney Care has issued warnings on this for years. They caution that kidney beans can trigger gut fermentation, producing additional toxins your kidneys must then manage. These beans actively accelerate CKD progression, nudging you closer to dialysis faster than most people know. The trap is that kidney beans are ubiquitous. That 3-bean salad at the deli, loaded with them. That bowl of chili at a restaurant, probably full of them. You believe you are eating healthy protein, but you are actually undermining your kidney function one meal at a time. If this revelation just prevented you from a major dietary error, please do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button right now. It may seem minor, but it helps this video reach another person whose kidneys are failing and who has no idea these beans are contributing to the problem. One click could literally save a life. So, kidney beans are a serious concern, but if you believe that is dangerous, wait until you learn about the next bean. It doesn't just harm your kidneys, it can outright stop your heart. Remember that heart stopping bean I mentioned at the start, the one cardiologists warn about. This is it. Lima beans, the pale green, flat beans most people casually add to soups or stews without a second thought. But here is what you are never told, and a single half cup serving delivers a crushing 950 micrograms of potassium. This is the highest potassium concentration of any bean globally, and it is an absolute catastrophe for anyone with elevated creatinine. When your kidneys are healthy, they excrete excess potassium routinely. But when they are impaired and your creatinine is above normal, that potassium remains in your blood, building to higher and higher levels. This condition is called hyperkalemia, dangerously high potassium that disrupts your heart's electrical signaling. Your heartbeat relies on precise potassium levels to maintain a steady rhythm. Excess potassium throws this system into disarray. Initially, you might experience muscle weakness or unusual tingling in your hands and feet. Then, you may feel a fluttering sensation in your chest. These are early warning signs that potassium is accumulating rapidly. Continue consuming lima, beans with compromised kidneys, and you risk full-blown arrhythmias, irregular heartbeats that can escalate into cardiac arrest. Your heart simply stops because its electrical system has been completely scrambled. The National Kidney Foundation is unequivocal about this. They classify lima beans as high risk for anyone with kidney disease, not moderately risky. This means complete avoidance is essential if your creatinine is high. And here is the hidden danger. Lima beans often lurk in frozen vegetable mixes, particularly that succotash blend with corn that looks perfectly innocent in the freezer aisle. People buy it thinking they are choosing healthy vegetables, but they are actually playing Russian roulette with their potassium levels. Even small portions are problematic when your kidneys cannot provide a backup. Beyond the potassium bomb, lima beans still contain over 110 mg of phosphorus per serving. This adds fuel to the vascular calcification fire we discussed earlier, further stiffening your blood vessels while your heart grapples with potassium overload. Therefore, Lima beans directly target your heart with a massive potassium assault, but the third dangerous bean employs a different strategy. This bean quietly overwhelms every single nephron in your kidneys until your entire filtration system grinds to a halt. The third destructive bean hides behind a health food reputation that deceives millions daily. We are discussing soybeans in all their disguised forms. Edamame at the sushi bar, those trendy meat substitutes lining grocery shelves, protein bars marketed as clean eating, they all receive a free pass because soy is touted as environmentally friendly and muscle building. Yet, for anyone with high creatinine, soybeans are quietly destroying kidney function while everyone applauds your healthy choices. Here are the damaging facts. A half cup of cooked soybeans hits you with approximately 950 nmg of potassium and 240 mg of phosphorus. That potassium level nearly matches Lima beans, placing you back in arrhythmia territory. The phosphorus continues to harden your blood vessels, restricting circulation to kidneys already desperate for oxygen. Soybeans deliver an additional blow with their protein content. They pack about 10 grams of protein per serving, which sounds ideal until you consider the impact on struggling kidneys. Your body breaks down protein into nitrogenous waste that must be filtered. When your nephrons, those microscopic filters, are already damaged, this substantial protein influx creates a toxic backlog they simply cannot process. Studies tracking kidney function use a metric called eGFR, which indicates how efficiently your kidneys filter waste. A higher eGFR signifies better function. Overloading damaged nephrons with high protein and the excessive minerals from soybeans causes your eGFR to drop more rapidly. You are essentially fast tracking your journey toward dialysis. Here is what consistently traps people. Soy is pervasive in modern foods. That protein bar you grab for a snack. Check for soy protein isolate, that veggie burger designed to mimic beef, often full of textured soy protein. Even those seemingly innocent edamame pods people snack on for clean protein contain the same kidney-straining minerals. The dual threat of potassium disrupting your heart rhythm while phosphorus stiffens your arteries creates cardiovascular problems that extend far beyond high creatinine. Your entire circulatory system suffers. Now you have the complete overview. 3 beans that protect your kidneys by offering low mineral, safe protein, 3 others that flood your system with potassium and phosphorus your failing kidneys cannot excrete. However, understanding precisely why your kidneys struggle with these specific minerals reveals how to make every dietary decision work in your favor, not against you. Let's examine what is actually happening inside your body when that creatinine number increases. Creatinine is essentially a waste product from muscle metabolism. Every time your muscles contract, they utilize a compound called creatine for energy, and creatinine is the leftover metabolite. Healthy kidneys efficiently capture this waste and excrete it through urine. Normal creatinine ranges are approximately 6 to 1, 2 mg/dL for men and 5 to 1 mg/dL for women. When your level consistently exceeds 1-2, that is your kidneys signaling they can no longer maintain the pace. Here lies the complexity. You genuinely require protein to prevent muscle wasting. Without adequate protein, your body begins to break down its own muscle tissue for amino acids, rapidly depleting your strength and energy. Yet there's a critical catch. Excessive protein, particularly from animal sources like meat and dairy, forces your kidneys into overdrive as they attempt to filter out the resulting nitrogenous waste. This constant overwork damages your glomeruli, the tiny ball-shaped filters at the core of each nephron. They scar and die, and they do not regenerate. This is the protein paradox. You need it, but an excess destroys you. This is exactly why plant-based proteins from beans, like the 3 safe varieties we covered, are superior for kidney health. They supply the essential amino acids your muscles require without generating the toxic uric waste byproducts associated with animal protein. Your kidneys receive the protein without being assaulted. Now, let's discuss why potassium and phosphorus are so destructive when kidney function is compromised. Healthy kidneys regulate these minerals automatically, maintaining stable levels regardless of dietary intake. Damaged kidneys rapidly lose this regulatory control. Potassium builds up and interferes with your heart's electrical activity. Phosphorus binds with calcium, hardening your blood vessels from within and reducing blood flow to organs that need it desperately. The National Kidney Foundation's updated 2020 KDQ guidelines specifically address this. They recommend low-protein diets for individuals with advanced kidney disease and strongly advocate for plant-based protein sources over animal ones. The research substantiates this completely. Plant proteins are protective, while animal proteins accelerate decline. Grasping this science changes everything. Your meals cease to be random guesses about what might help or harm. They become strategic decisions that either support your kidneys or hasten their failure. And one straightforward preparation technique can render those 3 safe beans even safer by leaching out minerals before they ever touch your plate. That preparation method I've emphasized, here is the exact procedure and the reason it works. Take a large bowl and add your dried beans. Cover them with at least 3 inches of cold water and allow them to soak for a full 22 hours. The next day, pour off every drop of that soaking water down the drain. That water is now laden with potassium that has leached out. Rinse the beans vigorously under running water until the water runs completely clear. Next, and place them in a pot with fresh water and bring to a rolling boil. Allow them to boil vigorously for 10 minutes. Then drain that water as well. You have just removed another significant portion of minerals. Refill the pot with fresh water and cook the beans until they are tender. And this entire process eliminates 30 to 50% of the potassium inherent in the beans. Canned beans bypass every step of this. They are cooked once in water that remains with them, trapping all those minerals inside. Then they are typically loaded with 300 to 500 mmHg of sodium per serving for preservation. That sodium causes bloating, elevates blood pressure, and forces your kidneys to work overtime. Limit yourself to half-cup portions of your safe beans, 2 or 3 times per week maximum. Add them to a soup made with low sodium broth and vegetables. Mix them into a salad dressed with olive oil and lemon juice. Use them as a taco filling with fresh salsa instead of cheese. Every meal is a conscious choice. Every bean you place on your plate either safeguards your kidneys or pushes them near to complete failure. Thank you for watching.